ulti.TV.
And we're back. May not have got that introduction that we were just having there, but Gilgamesh are to the left of screen at the moment. They're playing in blue, named after the Norse god of Frisbee War. And I think they've been watching Pirates of the Caribbean as a team because they just got together and their team cheer was treasure. Good to hear that from the Pirates. Swill lazily just getting on 2 minutes after start of play, and while someone said let's get together for a team cheer, the rest of them didn't bother and they just said Swill casually one after another, which I think is a great team effort from Swill again. Looking to maintain their record 0-8 at the moment, looking to go 0-9 all the way and get a piece of oak for the dining room table in the form of a spoon. So with us, special comments by Drew, legendary American Express Henderson. Thank you, Drew.
Welcome to round 9 of the Zone Ultimate Super League here in Adelaide. And both teams have a lot on the line. We've got Swill, who obviously is trying to avoid going over on the season. They're playing for pride. And we've got Gilgamesh, who needs a win to have a shot at second place. They need a win here and a loss by Rhubarb later in the day. And I think they're going to take second place overall on point differential. So both teams have sort of big aspirations in this game. It'll be good to see teams fighting it out all the way. The pole is up, and Gilgamesh is receiving, coming out in a host stack, centering the disc to Scott. Looks to Tim. Tim, who came in with the goal of getting D's, as he stopped by the commentary box and told us, because that is what his point focus is on, and Gilgamesh starts one up.
How do we put that up?
ulti.TV.
Taz and Tim, come. Can we give a throwaway in as well? That are you on your way?
No. Well, let's face it, Marty really didn't try for that very hard. It was sort of like a half bend. Expect the unexpected.
Tim, getting these.
Scary. Tim, on. Steve, pick up. Steve, no, Brett. Go, Gilgamesh. Bring it. Go, Johnny, go.
Big hut to no one. Goes down the end zone. That'll be a turn. Orange Sox to pick up. For those of you who just welcome, I think we're about 1-1 at the moment in the scoreline, and welcome Drew, the American Express Henderson, to the commentary box.
And the scores so far have both been possession taken and walking down the field and scoring. That we've seen our first turnover on this point with both teams getting touches. Right now, Swill's trying to work it up off their own end line. They go to their deep game. Looks like a D for Fatty. Ooh.
Oh!
Great effort as he hits the ground, unable to bring it in. The real question is, where was Tim Davis? Why didn't he get that D? Why wasn't he running harder?
Tim was way at the back of the field there, Drew. Not really doing a lot, trying to do someone, but we're not too sure who at the moment. We'll get back, we'll get our sideline people on that and see who Tim was actually on.
Swill's been playing a zone so far with a lot of holes in the middle that have been successful for Gilgamesh. And see a couple in a row right there. I'd like to see Swill challenge them man-to-man. They've really been reluctant to play any kind of consistent man defense so far this season, but the throwers have been strong and the wind hasn't been particularly difficult. It really hasn't generated a lot of turnovers for them. Scary's getting every other touch here. His buttery throws breaking through the zone. Oh, Scott sneaking up on the side, and there's plenty of space. Taz slows it down, swings it out to Scary. Ooh, makes it exciting. Throwing a little behind Johnny, who throws the score. To Fatty.
Big go there. Mike Palmer with the pull, comes down. Orange Sox picks it up. Puts it across to Bruce. Bruce is looking upfield. There's a nice under there, cutting back. The number 4 pick. A few all the way around. Steve wants this disc and he'll get it. 2 white hats on each other. Joe's got the disc with his yellow socks but throws it to the sideline. No one there, unfortunately, for Swill.
Hitters are looking to dump, and their handlers are looking to throw hucks after they catch dumps. Taz has really been welcome back. Really picking up the slack with Ben injured with the broken foot. Although Ben would probably tell you that he would have gotten that D. And a goal. Johnny for 3 assists and 3.
Swill with a hand up for the last 30 seconds. Fatty puts in his legendary forehand, and it's been allowed to roll out. Not too sure what the tactical advantage is there, but Bruce obviously has something up his sleeve. He's thinking about something which he wants, some special play. I'm sure they've been practicing. In fact, just before the game, I saw Swill looking at their dump practice, which I think is the first time they've been practicing their dump throws before a game. So obviously they really want to get that into action, and a really good time for them to practice it in the last game of the season. This gets tapped in at the sideline, and off to number 4 pick. Looking for another dump, so this practice at the beginning of the game really coming in handy here, but he looks it off, so perhaps it maybe didn't work as we had hoped. And there's a tap there by Mike. He puts his hand up to say, yeah, I got that point there, please put it down in these stats.
And he decides not to go for the block and goal thrown. I think he's going to be thinking about catching a goal. You know, really want bookends here. And swung to Chris Manning. Mike Palmer looking for it. Scary makes a slashing cut. Ooh, that's Mike Palmer. Bookend opportunity. He's in. 4-1.
Ben Foley joins the commentary team here, and it's good to see he's out of his cast at the moment, and he's just put a word in my ear to give a big shout out to his future missus. So that's good of him to do that. Back in play, Drew will commentate on this.
That's a big huck, but unsuccessful. In and out of his hands.
Captain Johnny Warren White just strolling to the disc there. Steve on the mark there in the white cap. He'll look for some sort of block here. He might look lazy on the mark, but he's not really.
Johnny picks up the disc and breaks it, but that throw probably would have been better if Ben were to make it. To Tasman, out to Mike. Is he looking for Ben deep? No, it's Scary. And that's the first goal not thrown by Johnny.
Young Ben Thomas, aka
Ben
Fatty, puts it up. Another roll out the sideline. This is a set play, I gather, because this is the second time Bruce has let it roll out the sideline and wants to put it in at the corner. So we'll see if they get this set play off this time.
Set play last time looked like an in cut to the force side. Let's see if they try something different, maybe a huck play this time.
Different set play, that'd be interesting.
You know, I've seen them, we're this far into the season, I think you've got to have a couple different offensive sets that you run, plays that you call out. You know, the successful teams that win in Super League, they're really developing a personality of a set of players.
The bad boy Baddock's offer the commentators a beer, which is a first for him to give something away.
I think
Bruce throws off to Orange Socks. Orange Socks has got the disc at the moment, puts in a few fakes, 2 at least, maybe a third. No, the third one is actually a solid throw, goes to Mark Pocker.
There it is! Excitement! Oh, it's out of bounds. Might be a in cut to the force side. Man, these teams are creative with their offensive sets. Dump, a swing. Oh, upfield, breaks look. I like that. You can really see Tim's looking frustrated here. He's looking for his team to turn it over so he can get it back on defense. He needs a couple Ds to catch Sando in the overall standings, but hasn't had much success so far. And there's another turn. Johnny's got an opportunity to throw another goal. Doesn't hesitate. There it is.
Another 2 points.
After a long pause between points that had both teams talking about strategy, we're back with another blade pull by Fatty. And Swill corrals it and gets on the move. Some handler movement and another in cut to the foreside. A dump. And Bruce is looking for the inside throw. Floats it a bit, but Marty's underneath it. Round break. Oh no. That's an unfortunate touch. Unlucky touch.
Mike the Legend Palmer picks up the disc, puts it in the sideline to Fatty. Here's the weapon, it goes up. The weapon is always dangerous, and Tim Davis substitutes a goal for a D instead, and he says, yeah, I'm happy with that. Thank you very much, Mike Palmer.
I trusted his ability to get hit. I'm 9 points behind.
And we're back in. Fatty preparing for the pole. He's going to throw a big forehand blade. We'll see if Bruce, sticking to plan, lets it roll out the front cone. Sets up their extreme offense from the cone. A little bit shorter this time. Ooh, that's an intense grab.
Roger's surprised as anyone that he actually caught that. Was almost going to throw it back to someone. Caught
Took it right off the chin.
Yeah.
Jimmy looks a little bit stuck.
Marty with a nice cut in there. And, it's a game of unders I'd really like to see in this league. These unders being stopped a lot more, and you might see that in the next game.
He's a righty. And Bruce with a nice round break here. See if this opens the game up for them. No, they dump it again. The disc really flows through the handlers for Swill. Marty just couldn't track that one down. Where was Tim getting the D on that? Make him throw backhand. Oh, to the foreside. There's Taz running hard, making up for the weeks he wasn't around. Trying to punish Bruce with his speed and his quickness. He's getting off nice throws. Oh, Mike tears it down. And we're back after half. What are your thoughts on the first half performance?
Look, as to be expected, I think, by Swill, and probably the same by Gilgamesh. But look, in truth, I think not since Mulder told Scully that the truth is out there have I heard such truth in the halftime captain's talks. Gilgamesh talking all about fantasy points, Chris Manning switching them back on, and then Johnny said, look, we're on D down there. That was his truth. Bruce's truth, on the other hand, is you take the next person, I'll take the person after that, and again, truth in that. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh looking for their score just to really affirm and stamp their mark on this game, and they get that. Pull away one more point again, that's 9-1 to Gilgamesh. And we're back here, and look, I love the question that Drew asked me, and so while I answered it so succinctly, I'll put it back on you, Drew. What did you think of the first half?
I thought that Swill came out not really focused, not really trying to stack a couple points together, and you can see it in the errors that they're making. They're not on the same page, running into each other. They were unsuccessful at the beginning with their hucks, and they got away from it, and they really haven't found anything that's worked for them. A nice play by Scary there, pick off the easy D. Another D missed by Tim, though. He's got to be frustrated. Now he's a dump. He's really playing out of position. Scary's looking for the break throws. He throws to the foreside.
Insult to injury now.
My team. Yes.
Yeah,
We're back in. Dump. Tim can't get that swing off, but he works. Gets a break eventually.
Come on, Tim!
Making it hard and exciting, but it works.
3-2-1's the call. We're back in the game as the disc goes up, floats out wide, comes back in. Michael catch this. Happy about that catch. Passes off to Scott Rossack.
Oh, a zone from Swill. Scary's calling for it. Fatty says, forget the handlers, throw me blades. That's all I want. You can really see that the popping of Ben Foley is missed here.
There's that Swiss
Taking a
cheese
long
zone.
time.
Swiss cheese zone they've
Mark's
got there.
baiting it. Oh, close play, close play. Johnny looking for the goal. There it is. That'll work.
Johnny with another 2 points for the assist. Well done, Johnny.
All right, and Gilgamesh walked down against Swill's zone on this last point. They've been taking their time getting matched up here. We think that they're going to come with a very aggressive man defense as they've been playing so far this game. I'd like to see Swill get back to that deep game that's been moderately successful. They've been looking for underneath passes, but really haven't strung much together so far in this game. They've consistently been getting underneath cuts, but then having to dump it, and they really haven't found a flow. In other news, the sideline's getting a little rowdy here. Not really sure why. It seems like there's just a lot of pent-up aggression that might come out in the later game today.
Look out for that second game. Talus versus Rex would be a great matchup.
We just hope they keep their clothes on. And it's a split stack here.
Watch for the hammer fake here. No hammer fake. That's unusual.
But no turn and look.
Right on the sunburn.
Nice disc up into the space. Oh, just a little too far there.
Really punches that. Set it is the call.
They've been playing the same zone set throughout the game with a lot of space through the middle.
There's that space going across. That really needs to be tightened up on. That's killing that zone. That is killing that zone.
Very deep wings. Giving a lot of space to the handlers to work.
Get it right!
Here's Tim getting a touch in the middle, swinging out wide. This zone is just getting run on here. Oh, but they get a lucky drop.
Lucky break there.
Unlucky for Fatty. I think he might have taken his eyes off.
There's that hammer fake. We love that hammer fake.
Swing. And around. Nice movement here from Swill. This is some of the best movement.
Two in the middle. Looks both them off. One in the middle.
Nice shot there. Mark very confident. One of the few players out there tall enough to stop him from throwing the hammers around. Nice grab like that.
That last point really getting the sideline fired up here. The big question on everyone's lips that's got the buzz of the sideline going is, can Swill tie two together in a row? What are your thoughts, Drew?
I think that they're going to have to get lucky to get another turn because their zone is not forcing any turns. They need drops and they need throwaways for them to get turns in their zone. They're playing with both wings really far back away from the disc. They can't really attack up and get to the hammers that are being thrown.
I agree.
And the three-person wall is just too loose to really clamp down on any of the handlers. And
it's not really a wall, is it? It's sort of like a conglomeration of bricks that have been thrown together haphazardly.
True, with just enough space between each of them to fit a disc through.
Exactly.
Gilgamesh has been a little bit sloppy with the disc on occasions, though they do have a strong handling line out there, but there's the free one.
Kev wants this disc bad. He wants those two in a row.
He's attacking.
There's that really big fake that he puts in with the hammer.
Patty Poach in the lane almost gets one there.
Steve could go for this. He wants it down the sideline. Taz is marking him strongly. There's nothing open. They're really clogging that corner. They're making it hard for themselves.
Turn. Tim gets his first D.
That's what he's been waiting for all game. He throws his hands up in the air with jubilation at that.
Leave the ground first, right, Foley? They hit the ground first, right?
Sorry about that. The mics just weren't working there for a while. That's why they were off. But we're back here now with electricity.
That's the kind of excitement we bring to every single point. Gilgamesh shredding up through the middle here. Johnny looking. Gonna throw backhand. Dump and swing. That's nice offense. You can really see that Swill is struggling to get across and contain those throws right to the middle. And another assist by Johnny.
Another 2 points racked up on Fantasy Ultimate by Johnny Warren White. He must be, what, at least a dozen points in Fantasy at the moment. Ultimate always trying to introduce new things into the game. And that was the 5-minute warning, so we've probably got about half an hour's worth of play left in this game.
They've adjusted their strategy catching pulls. Raj catches his second blading fatty pull. Oh, Bruce in the power position. No one cuts deep for him. Be interesting to chart the game film and see how often a cutter or a receiver for Swill throws a pass to another cutter. I think 95% of their tosses go back to the handlers. There's 2 in a row. It's looking good. It's a nice break. Marty looking for the punch it in. Gets it back to a handler. There's a lot of space out there. Nice toss by Bruce.
With probably 4 playable points left in their season, Swill finally teaching their players on in the end zone how to play the zone ultimate so that they don't get the disc through it, which is good to see.
They're stacking a couple points in a row here. There's a little giddy up in their zone. Maybe they can come up with another break or 2. But Gilgamesh is also looking a little sharper, a little bit more aggressive with their throws. Just cutting through the complete lack of wind we've got today. Beautiful conditions.
That zone is covering about 10 meters at the moment. That's how spread apart they are.
Nice break around. Oh, nice spot back. They're just carving them apart right now. Oh, Tim Davis.
Tim wants the two fantasy points, and he gets them. And just had a few words in the commentary box, and Ben Foley with a few kind words for his understudy Johnny Warren White. Oh, sorry, that's a few kind words for his understudy Johnny Warren White. Just commenting on the Baker's dozen fantasy points that he's racked up so far, plus a few more in the last couple of points. And we're looking back at the game. Bruce with the disc again for Swill. They're looking to get a few more on the board to close out the season in style.
They are looking to get it back and into the hands of Johnny. He's got more than half of their goals thrown so far, but he can't get the disc on this one. Nice run through by Marty.
Swill fighting for their life. They do have their pride, what's left of it, on their line, as mentioned at the beginning of the game. That's a beautiful floating huck. They're looking to run that down, and I'm betting they're going to put on a zone again.
That would be in fitting with what they've done so far. They do seem to have a little bit of spring in their step, and they get a drop.
Maybe the zone worked for them, maybe it didn't. Then we'll never really know what the ultimate Frisbee gods had in mind.
Oh, a nice D.
But we do know that Tim Davis did want that D, and he's got another one under his belt.
Looked more like a drop. I don't know if Tim really got a hand on it at all. Mike sending it long. Mark's underneath it. Fatty's there too. Johnny's coming in support. And Fatty comes down with it.
Johnny Warren White on the wrong end of that. He wanted to score the assist to add to his fantasy points, but he'll settle with 1 with the score.
Gilgamesh looking to lock it away here with a couple of D points. Pulls is running down hard on the defense. Swill is running a split stack again. Throwing it out to the 4 side. Nice break by Marty there. He's looking to get it back. A nice D by Fatty. Tim Davis, where were you there? He picks up to Fatty. Fatty looking for a backhand. No, he throws the forehand.
Double happiness, almost. Taz doesn't want it badly. This is nice grass here to lay out on. I would have liked to see Taz lay out then. Roger Cranswick to pick up the disc. He'll make something of this, I'm sure. Split stack again. Commentary back to Drew.
The disc on the break sideline is a nice place to have it for the split stack, but really tough place to huck from. And Mike gets a nice aggressive D. Yes. Taz faking the hammer, looking at his dump by now. Pivots, A lot of men standing around back there. Oh, Chino almost. Mike Palmer cocking the hammer. Looking
Hammer.
forward. No. Patience, patience. And a nice grab by Tim Davis.
Commentators would just like to thank ulti.TV for their sponsorship, and also Keepers Brewery, makers of fine handcrafted beers throughout South Australia.
Game point here. Last opportunity for Swill on offense to start a point. They take advantage by throwing one last huck.
Tim Davis wants that D and he gets
a
it.
D.
Set it.
Swill calling to set the D. Run that zone one more time. Gilgamesh has the opportunity to end their season on a nice defensive note here. Get the D. Look to score. Moving it nicely. And Johnny needs an assist here to be above, throw more than half of his team's assists. He's the middle handler here. He has the opportunity. Tim looks him off, trying to prevent it. Scary's not afraid. And Johnny is more than happy to swing and pass it up one more time. Fatty doesn't. He throws the hammer. And there it is. Good game, fellas.
Thank you, Swill. Thank you, commentary team. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye and good night.
That was the worst game ever.